Good evening, everyone. How's dinner? Yeah. Good job. Yeah, I think I hear the table over here. I think they really like dinner. I think they want seconds. Well, good evening again, and welcome to the 6th annual Penguin Gala. And so, thank you so much for being here with us. We want to welcome you, those of you here in person, and then we also have some people watching from their home through the live stream. And so we want to welcome you all as well. And so we are so grateful that you all could join us, especially, this is kind of the comeback after a year, kind of a year off in person. And so we're glad to be here. And so my name is Jan, and this is my wife, Megan. And so we have the privilege to co-direct Hope Shores Bible Camp and Retreat Center. And so tonight, we're here to make a splash, right? And so make a splash. All the decorations are beautiful and everything. And so in support of Hope Shores, and most importantly, for the glory of God. And so we have a wonderful evening planned for you all tonight. We will have 2 Hall of Faith inductions. We will be honoring some people who have faithfully served the camp ministry for many, many years. And so we will also hear testimonies about the impact of camp ministry in the lives of campers. We will also share some of the needs that we have at camp, and we'll have an opportunity for you all to give. And of course, we can't forget Mike DiNardo in the live auction. And so we're excited. I walked in and I saw him in his lifeguard gear, and I was, yes. And so I can't wait. And so...
Well, Jan, speaking of auction.
Yeah.
The silent auction closes at 7 p.m. So whether you are here in person or if you are watching at home, you have 13 minutes left to get those last-minute bids in. And, I'm not going to be offended if you have your phone out. It's okay. You can, if you just happen to notice you've been outbid and you just happen to click that bid now button, it's all good. Just go for it. Keep on bidding.
Yep. And so this is your last chance. We got 12 minutes. 12 minutes.
All right. So we want to begin our program tonight with a little bit of show and tell. So for those of you who may have never been to Hope Shores before, or maybe it's been a while, or maybe you used to go to the Wisconsin Lake Mudhen property, but you haven't been to our new property in Eden Valley, we want to show you a little bit about what that is all about. So as a faith-centered Bible camp, we are very intentional in all that we do to offer programming that points campers to Christ, helping them to grow in their relationship with Him and grow in friendship with each other. At Hope Shores, we always say that you matter, Jesus matters, friendship matters, and fun matters. And this truly defines the camper experience during their time at Hope Shores. One type of camp that we run are overnight youth camps for current 2nd through 12th graders. I know some of you are in the room tonight. And every day includes a wide variety of activities, including morning worship, games, crafts, devotions, cabin time, class time, waterfront vespers, and of course, penguins, hence the Penguin Gala, to start the day. So at Penguins, campers can put on their swimsuits and run into the lake and dunk their heads. And if they do this every day for the week, they will have their name written on that year's Penguin board, where it will be memorialized for many, many years to come and hang in the lodge up at camp. We have penguin boards dating all the way back to the 60s, I'm pretty sure, in our lodge at camp. Raise your hand if you've ever been a penguin at Camp Ojibwe or Hope Shores. Excellent. Great show of hands here tonight. Yes. So that's one program that we offer. We also have family camps, which include many of the same types of activities. It just takes place over a weekend, and that is fun for the whole family. And then our staff are all college-age students that we hire to counsel and also to serve on work crew. And we absolutely love working alongside these amazing college-aged students and people of faith. They are wonderful to work with, and they do such a fantastic job. And campers grow up to be staffers, and it just goes from there. So we would now like to show you what camp looks like. So let's take a peek. So these photos were all taken during our high school camp last summer, and they really capture the spirit of a week at camp. It is such a joy-filled place to be, Hope Shores. Is it summer yet? I'm ready now. But camp is not all just fun and games. I would like to share with you a reflection from a mom of a first-time camper from last summer. Hope Shores community. In the summer of 2021, I made the decision to send my daughter to Hope Shores Bible Camp. It was one of the best decisions I made that year, and perhaps the best decision I have ever made in regards to my daughter's spiritual growth and relationship with God. Upon returning from camp, my daughter, Evelyn, age 10, was filled with an energy and enthusiasm that I can only explain as a gift from the Holy Spirit. She talked non-stop the entire way home about her experiences at camp. Yes, there were many details about canteen and games and penguins and skits, but there were just as many examples, if not more, of Bible verses, lessons, and dreams of one day being a counselor there herself. She came home and started reading the Bible and writing in it, asking thoughtful questions about life lessons that the Bible tells, and being more deliberate in her relationship with Christ. Here is a note that Evie wrote about camp. Hope Shores is a fun, inspirational camp that teaches people about God, and for some, it helps them start their walk with God. This camp brings people together, makes friendships, and so much more. It has changed me. I've strengthened my walk with God. I read the Bible a lot more, and I started to pray at night more than my normal prayer that I only used to do. Hope Shores is a very important place to me, and I hope more people learn about it and are able to love it as much as I do. It is my belief that this camp changed my daughter and that it will continue to do so for years to come. I am thankful for the gifts that Hope Shores has brought to my daughter and how it has affected our family. Hope Shores has made her a better, stronger, more thoughtful, and compassionate girl, and for that, I am forever grateful. Stacy Swain-Lertsma. The impact of camp reaches far beyond the 5 days that a camper spends at Hope Shores. It is life-changing, and this can only be explained by God and His Holy Spirit. Camp is a special and sacred place, anointed to bring campers deeper into a relationship with Him. Our hope for tonight is that you will see why time at Hope Shores is such a meaningful and faith-strengthening experience, just like it was for Evie. What?
Oh my gosh. Is anybody looking at the time? I was so excited. I don't know if anybody noticed, but how exciting was it if you were watching when it went from 10 minutes down to like 9 and the seconds got added? I mean, come on. That's crazy. I bet Steve Hong did that. Thank you, Steve. This was awesome. Okay. We are at 3 minutes, 10 seconds. So you got to make sure you check those bids, and there's still some really good deals. I mean, who wouldn't want the Yeasty Boys bread basket? We got to get on the Yeasty Boys bread basket right here. So those of you at home, get on to your phone or your computer, penguingala.com. If you haven't already set up your account, you still have, 2 minutes and 22 seconds or something like that. 46. You got extra time. You got extra time to do it. Plenty of time. Okay? Wow. There's a Lebanese dinner by our own. Where are you, Luke? There he is. Oh my gosh. That's only at $500. Come on, we gotta bid that up. That dinner is worth way more than that. The Lebanese dinner. Okay? And then that's for sure. Who's had it already? The lenses? Okay. There you go. Rex, David, they can speak to that. You got to get that up there going. 2 minutes and 16 seconds. What else we got? So we got some really good deals. We got I know there's been a bit of a bidding war here on the Grandview Lodge Getaway. It's at $900. I think it's at $900 right now. Really good deal. Got to try to get that. There's a cabin getaway still, donated by Cheryl Gelming, right? And Gordy, thank you. You can kind of get a good weekend there. We're at, what are we at? $340 for that. So looking good. Okay. What else? Who's bidding against each other? Who's bidding against their husband or wife and doesn't even know it, right? That's probably somebody. That's what's great about this silent auction. Nobody has any clue who they're bidding against. It's great. Okay. And you don't want, there's John Hall. Whatever John's getting, come on. You want to just disappoint John Hall. That's for sure. Don't let him get what he wants.
Yeah, who's coming to dinner at our house?
What's that?
Who's coming to dinner at our house?
Oh, I know. Who's coming to dinner?
Yeah, we have a Mexican dinner up there.
Mexican dinner
for bids, and so...
Right.
180. We
180.
have tacos, homemade tortillas, salsas, chips.
Nice.
Yeah.
You want to bid on that? All right, here we go. Is it hard to bid? Let me see. Is it hard to bid? No, it's not. Look at this. Wow. I just bid on that. There we go. All right.
Woo.
So now you know that I'm winning. I've already been outbid. Oh, my gosh. How in the world? How high can we go, Casey? I don't know if we're going to do this. There we go. Uh-oh. Nice. There we go. I got it. 30 seconds. Quick, outbid me. Right? No, I want dinner there we go. We want dinner with Megan and Jan. Confirm. Oh, I've been outbid on the Mexican dinner. Come on, people. Who did that to me?
Dang it. Somebody's outbidding me on yeasty bread.
No way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Congratulations to David.
Congratulations.
And good night. We have lots more to do. Lots more to do.
Congratulations to one of the winners. If you won a silent auction item, you probably got some sort of notification on your phone. Except if you have AT&T or something. I don't know about that, but anyhow. So thank you, Mike, for that. So moving on with our program, we want to talk a little bit about the history of camp, just for a brief moment. And so for those of you, some of you maybe have been a part of this whole history. Maybe some of you over in that table, maybe not. But, Hope Shores began 63 years ago in 1959 as Camp Ojibwe. Has anybody been around since that time? Anybody in this room? We got a few hands. Yes. Wow. And so a little bit of the story behind here. A man named Ward Ring drove to Siren, Wisconsin in a great show of faith, brought the property on his own name in the middle of the night, hoping and praying that Hope Church would buy it from him. And so, they did. And this is where we are. That's why we're still here today. And so our property now is located in Eden Valley, Minnesota, on Rice Lake, after we relocated after a tornado hit the Wisconsin property in 2001. As you can imagine, within the last 63 years, many people have contributed to this ministry, helping build buildings, remodel, do maintenance work, clean, cook, care for campers, donate resources, teach, lead, pray. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. It would truly not be the ministry that it is today without the contributions of just hundreds and hundreds of people. And so we are so grateful and we are humbled to be leading this ministry now, and due to really the faithfulness of many people who have come before us, many who have sacrificed and service, and continue to be a constant support just from the congregation of Hope Church towards Hope Shores. And so tonight, we want to honor a few people that are here with us. And so they're, the impact of the camp ministry, like we said, goes beyond just decades from us. And so we want to introduce the Hall of Faith. And so the Hall of Faith is a way for us to celebrate those people and recognize their important contributions. And so I want to first invite Ben Hale to come and introduce our first inductee.
Well, good evening, everyone. Buck Day has had an over 40 years of history with Camp Ojibwe and Hope Shores. And there's a great bio on the back of your program that shares about Buck's story and journey. But I want to tell a story of my own. And it really, to me, shows just the absolute power of Hope Shores, of Camp Ojibwe. So as you can see in your bio, in the summer of 1998, Buck returned to Hope and into the youth department. I was about to be a senior in high school. I had 3 youth pastors, youth leaders for 3 years in high school. And it was D-Day at camp, and was on a long hike, too long. And I found myself walking with Buck, and it was just the two of us. And I don't know if you remember this, but I remember this story. And Buck started asking me about my faith, about my journey, about my family. Buck and Les knew my mom well, and my grandparents. And then we started talking about just the youth group and hope and what his vision for it was. And he was starting to empower me as a 17-year-old kid of how I could be part of that and how I could continue to grow and how I could lead and how this next year would look as I went into my senior year of high school. That hour we spent walking on a trail somewhere in Wisconsin as other people canoed nicely down a river was something that I still think about today, obviously. And the impact that in that moment I felt, oh, this is going to be a good year. This is going to be a good end to this journey through high school. And this is going to be the person that is going to guide me through that. And that was then, and several years later, Buck was the officiant at my wedding, and that relationship never stopped. And whenever we see each other, it's just a chance to bring back those great memories. So that's the story I wanted to share about Buck and his wonderful relational style that he brought in that moment. And that's the power of Hope Shores in Camp Ojibwe. So Buck, with that, I would love to bring you up and welcome you to the Hall of Faith.
Thank you, Ben. You never know what happens until you see it down the road after time has gone by. I think, talking about vision, the idea that the Rings had the vision of what camp could be so many years ago has become a reality beyond probably their wildest dreams. And all of you, this church has embraced that and taken it and run with it. And I think God's kingdom is all better because of that. And I think that's something to be very grateful for. As I think about camp, the things that kind of pop into my mind, I think of the very first time I was at Camp Ojibwe for high school camp, and I found myself before breakfast in Warren and Joyce's camp cabin for morning prayers. And we were on our knees praying for that day, and I was like, wow, this is going to be a pretty special place. And that is just kind of set the tone for how camp has always been as we've gone through the years. And I think about those times where the staff that have come and gone, and every staff, all of you that have been on staff, you know that it all had its own kind of flavor. And the one that I think that stands out for me, just because of the joy, the camaraderie among the staff, was the summer of the Penguinos. And when you're up at camp, you'll see the Penguino penguin. It was a wonderful year. And that was one of those special times that I really watched the camp grow, and it was a fun time. But then I think of David and Kim and all we went through when we lived through camp in a box, as we have tried to find a new home, and that was a wonderful thing as well. And I am honored to have seen you provide the leadership that continued camp into a new place, and that new place we all know is pretty special. And I remember the other time that sticks out for me is when Keith Koenig and Jim Rock and I were driving around Minnesota trying to find a place for camp. And the very first time we walked onto the property for Hope Shores. And we looked around and we kind of pinched ourselves. Because we knew this was the place that was going to be the next place for Ojibwe and then Hope Shores. So it's my honor to be inducted into the Hall of Faith. Thank you, Jan and Megan. I appreciate this. Thank you, the camp team, for all that you do. And it is an honor, and thank you very much, and thank you. I appreciate it.
So speaking of Pinguino summers, that was my summer, and happened to be the summer of a very special lady who's also, and her blushing, beautiful groom, who were the directors of the Pinguino summer. And I didn't really, I was thinking Buck, and he said that, like, Buck married me, or didn't marry me, but was officiated. And I remember that summer, and he gave me a wristband after I gave a talk at camp that said, "Frog, relying on God," and I had that for so long. But my second summer with Buck was with the wonderful Connors, and first was with Heidi. And it was I look back, and I'm like, here she's newly married. Her husband is shipped off, like in the movies. And she had it was a really transitional time at camp. It was a really transitional summer with who we were as a staff. We had several, some staff members get married and some staff members break up. Facts, okay? So, I'm not trying to damper on the young people here, but it's real. And that summer, Heidi so beautifully, and then Jeff came in and just helped lead young people who we didn't know what to do, and we kind of felt the rock of, we'd lost a stable force at camp, and she came in, and I think that there's a power in interim pastors. There's a power in interim people, and they have a gift where they come in and they help transition from something wonderful to something new. And I think it doesn't get a lot of praise always. I think those are forgotten, that interim pastor. And the Connors didn't do that. They stayed around, and they became such a staple of camp through the curriculum that Heidi wrote and writes, and here, she's Heidi Connors and like I said, the lovely Jeff Connors. And they're a beautiful family. And I feel so honored that I got to be a part of that special interim year where they transitioned. And it couldn't have, I think that's the way that peaceful transfer happens, when you have someone who comes in. And Heidi just points, she looks into your eyes, she sees your soul, and she points you to Jesus. And I love that about her, and I love how they work together as a team. Heidi is not who she is without Jeff, and that's a beautiful thing. And so, with that, I'm going to welcome up the beautiful Jeff Connors. I said he was beautiful a lot of times. And Heidi, they're so wonderful. Get her.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Tony. No, that was special. And you were, a fun member of the staff. And it was a great staff. It was wonderful. So we just wanted to say thank you to all of you, Jan and Megan, and just everyone who's here tonight. And we also want to say thank you to the generation of leadership that came before us, that supported us. We want to say thank you to Pastor Craig Walland, who not only married us 23 years ago, but called us and invited us to that interim summer. I want to say thank you to Pastor Buck Day, who's just supported us that summer and invested in a couple young newlyweds who are trying to lead and weren't leading perfectly, but and we want to say thank you to Pastor Dave, who has just loved us and cheered us on over the years while we've done curriculum and been involved with youth and family ministries. So we're very thankful.
We're so thankful, and we're grateful that the generation before us invited us to know Jesus, said that we could serve him and contribute as we were. They invested in us, and they loved us. And that is how you make disciples. And so we are so happy to be here at Hope Church that has this camping ministry, Hope Shores, that's growing disciples and building God's kingdom and is making sure that the next generation, Isla, raise your hand, next generation knows Jesus, who is the Son of God, and he is our refuge. Jenny Bormas is here. I didn't know you're here. She and I were campers together at Camp Ojibwe. That's really sweet. So, Jesus is the Son of God, and he is our refuge. And I think we should sing. That's what camp's about. So, if you'd with me, we're going to sing a song that we sing at camp. And the words are Jesus. Are you surprised that I'm doing this, Tony? Not at all. Jesus, the Son of God. Jesus, the Son of... I don't know that I made it up, but anyway, I have found a refuge in him, Jesus, the Son of God. All right, Jeff, will you hold the microphone so I can snap?
Yes.
And you take that other part.
Yes.
He's not only my beautiful, blushing groom, he is the humble helper beside everything I do. So I make a lot of noise, but he gets way more credit than me. So here we go, Jeff. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's snap. I'm going to sing it twice. So if you don't know it the first time, we'll sing it again. Okay? Here we go. Jesus, the Son of God.
Ba-da-da.
Jesus, the Son of God.
Boom, boom, boom.
I have found a refuge in him. Jesus, the Son of God. One more time. Jesus, the Son of God. Jesus, the Son of God. I have found a refuge in him, Jesus, the Son of God. Amen. Thank you.
Wow, I don't know how to pass this up. That was amazing. Well, let's give it up one more time for Buck Day and Jeff and Heidi Connors. So earlier, I did a little math. I don't know. I mean, I'm a math teacher, but, you know, when I'm doing math in my off hours, it's maybe not accurate. So I did a little math and talked to some former directors, and let's just say that if you average out the total number of campers that come to camp in the summer over the last 63 years, it's about 400 campers a summer, okay? Times 63 years. Do you have any guesses on how many campers this is? 25,200. Yeah, 25,200 times campers have driven down the road, singing our camp song to experience the best week of their summer, if not their lives. And each person that has been touched by the ministry has been met in such a unique and meaningful way. And I know for me personally, Hope Shores is the single most influential part of my faith journey. And we're going to hear some testimonies tonight about the ways that the Lord has changed lives through the camping ministry of Hope Shores. And we're going to begin tonight by inviting up the Pagayo family. All right, so we are going to ask the kiddos some questions, and you guys let's all scooch. We don't want you hiding behind the podium. Okay. All right, so here's the first question. What is the most fun thing about camp? Do
you want to go? Sure. I would say the most fun thing about camp is definitely making new friends there.
I think the funnest thing at camp is the Vespers.
Yes, Vespers is very fun. Lots of skits and songs. Okay. How did camp help you learn more about God?
Well, every morning we learn about God. Also, we learn about Him by singing songs. God makes us feel better.
And what did you learn about God at camp?
Well, we learned that God is really, really powerful.
I learned that God loves us through anything.
All right. And if you were inviting all of your friends to Hope Shores, why would you tell them that they should come?
Because you make a lot of fun memories and the staff is wonderful.
Because you can learn about the skits and God's powerful.
There's endless of them, but I would say you can make friends and you always learn in God.
Thank you.
Good job.
So I am Courtney Paguyo. I am the daughter of Keith Koenig, if anybody. I'm very honored tonight, actually, really honored, because Buck Day was my youth person. He was my youth leader. He was with me. He married us. And this is my husband, Ryan, by the way. So I'm just very honored by this whole thing because it's perfect. Heidi Connors was my 3rd grade counselor up at camp. So again, that's pretty special. But, camp is just the most a wonderful place on earth. I mean, if I wasn't with my family at home, I would be at camp. I just love camp. I've been going since I was in 3rd grade. And Ben, when you were talking about the hiking, I was on the canoe. However, there was 5 girls in the canoe and we're going from bank to bank to bank to bank. So it wasn't really that special. But, we grew up, me and my girlfriends and our people, I was with Ben too, and we were at Camp Ojibwe. That's where we were at. And my senior year, we were, yes, Wesley Woods. So, which was fine. They had a pool. So, that was great. But, so yeah, that was really tough. But anyway, I was a counselor, and I was a counselor the first year at Hope Shores, 1 year, and that was really great for me too. I learned a lot, and we go to family camp every year. My kids love it. They want to be on the top bunk every time. But Ryan and I, we've been now 2 years, so this year will be our 3rd year in the summer. But him and I, last year, it's just crazy how much God speaks to you there. With everyday living here with 3 kids, and it's just crazy, crazy, crazy. But when you go to camp, it's just such a peaceful place. And him and I, we all love it, but him and I for sure love it because so I grew up at camp. So I grew up at camp, and I grew up at camp being a camper, and then I also grew up being learning what my dad is going through and how he has had to be up there so much, and learning, I just see different areas, and it's just a very special place for me. So thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing. So you mentioned, coming this summer, registration opens on March 1st, everybody. So we'll expect to see your names?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Pugrios, for sharing tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, one more thing.
Okay, so Aaron, he was my CIT when I went there, and I challenge you to a rock, paper, scissors battle.
All right, rock, paper, scissors. We have a challenge.
That's funny.
You call it. I'm going to follow you.
Yay! All right, congratulations. Well, thank you again for sharing. So next we are going to watch a video testimony from Anna Peterson. Anna Peterson was one of our staff members in 2019. So let's see what Anna has to say.
At Hope Church. Currently, though, I am not in Minnesota. I am in Denver, Colorado, doing a faith-based year of service, serving full-time at a day shelter for people experiencing homelessness. At Hope Church. Currently, though, I am not in Minnesota. I am in Denver, Colorado, doing a faith-based year of service, serving full-time at a day shelter for people experiencing homelessness. Since I went to Hope Shores 4 years ago, God has clearly led me on an incredible journey serving him. To put it simply, though, Hope Shores completely changed me and the whole trajectory of my life. Until Hope Shores, I didn't really know my now BFF, Jesus. So let me tell you how I got there. The last time I remember going to church with my family was standing in the back of a big sanctuary, wearing a dress that my 6-year-old self thought was way too cute. I remember seeing a pastor at the front, seeing beautiful flowers, but most importantly, I remember messing around with my 3 siblings. I don't remember or know why we stopped going to church, but I didn't question it too much. I would go with my friends' families sometimes, knowing there were donuts and singing and learning new things. I didn't know much at all, but I went along with it. One of the most vivid memories I have from childhood is going to a vacation Bible school with my friend as a kindergartner. That week, we sang "Our God is an Awesome God," and I learned that "In God We Trust" was on all U.S. currency. I would hum that song for weeks and years to come, and would inspect every dollar bill that came my way. These were the first seeds of God planted within me. As elementary school, the middle school, and high school passed, church events with my neighbors became less frequent, and the gap between me and my friends who went to church became greater. But despite feeling like I knew nothing about God, about church, about anything related to religion, I prayed every single night. From when I was a 2nd grader to my senior year of high school into college, I said the same prayer as I put my head on the pillow. It went something like this. I'd fold my hands and I would say, "Dear God, thank you for such a great day. Thank you for my parents, for that really good laugh earlier, and for giving me good friends. Please forgive my sins and help me have a good day tomorrow. Amen." Sins? Honestly, I had no idea what that meant. God? Also not really sure who that was. But for some reason, I felt a pull to do this every single night for years. I could tell that there was someone else on the line with me, listening to me, hearing me. So many planted seeds were sitting in the soil, wanting so badly to blossom and bloom, but stuck in the dirt, needing some nourishment, a new sun source, and some water too. And you might be able to guess where I got some of my first soul nourishment from. At the age of 18, I was going to my first ever Christian camp, faith-based camp, and first overnight camp at a bunk bed. And you can probably guess where that is. Hope Shores Bible Camp and Retreat Center on a lake you might know, Rice Lake. And this was scary for me, being an 18-year-old going to a camp for the first time about things I didn't really know about. But still, I felt a deep excitement about being surrounded by other people who were committed or wanting to commit deeper to a life of faith. At 18 years old, I entered a space where, for the first time, I was actually invited to experience who this God figure was. Not just hear about certain facts or stories or hear about what someone does during the week at church. Being on the outside of capital C church for so long, I finally had a space where I felt included to participate and to be okay with being my true self. But I also had no idea that people read their Bible every day. So you can imagine my surprise when I show up Saturday morning to adult Bible study in the chapel and everyone has their Bibles with them. But I sat there and was invited to have a conversation not just about the text, but about me, about my life, my experiences, my yearnings and desires, and the holes in my heart. Never did I imagine myself being able to sit with a Bible among other adults and feel confident and a deep sense of peace. But there I was. And that weekend was the first time I experienced Jesus. It wasn't a knowledge game or knowing enough of the right stuff. It was people asking, "How are you?" Laughing with someone during silly games, or someone looking at me in the eye while I was speaking. I was invited in, made comfortable, and then could allow my walls to come down. In both fun games and peaceful worship, I knew I belonged. I laid in my bed that night, that squeaky bunk bed, doing the prayer that I had done for so many years. And finally, I realized who was on the other line of those prayers. The seeds planted years ago were finally breaking through the dark soil they were resting in. The beautiful flowers of my faith life finally were nourished and were beginning to bud. A year later, I wanted to continue to grow my faith and become a counselor. I still doubted my knowledge about religion, but I knew that belonging could make someone feel more whole than head knowledge ever could. I wanted to be that nourishment and seed planter for so many campers. I had the privilege to keep my eye out for any and every camper who might have felt lost, lonely, or in despair. To help them belong somewhere for the first time or be reminded how much they do belong, are worthy to be there, and are loved, no matter their experience or their current struggles. I got to lead campers who were nervous to pray, leading them and having conversations with God. I witnessed a camper speak her prayers in Spanish for the first time, finally having the confidence to pray to the God she loves in the language she loves. I got to watch campers slowly tearing the walls of being cool and of throwing away being self-conscious, reaching out and inviting other campers in. I got to watch some campers have their mind blown when they heard the gospel message for the very first time. This happened with second graders, with high schoolers, with campers at family camp. For some campers, their families didn't go to church much and didn't talk about God. So Hope Shores was the only week of the year where they got to worship and talk openly about Jesus and feel that family and connection with their faith. Hope Shores is a sacred place. Hope Shores is a place to belong. We are all on a journey, an imperfect and winding journey. We all know what it feels like to be looking for a place to belong, to yearn, to be included, and have people to pour into us. Hope Shores does exactly that. As a ministry, we have both the chance to plant seeds in individuals and continue to nourish them to bloom beautifully, beyond what we can even imagine. Keep doing the good work and supporting the good work of planting and nourishing seeds in God's children's lives. Thanks for letting me share about how special this place is. I'm sending all the love to you guys tonight. Thank you.
Wow, give it a round of applause.
Hope Church.
And thank you for working through those technical difficulties with us. Anna did just text Megan, and she wants you all to know that she majored in computer science. So, yeah, it's okay, right? Thank you for watching, Anna. And we are we absolutely loved working with her the summer that she spent at camp, and she's played other roles also here at Family Ministries and at Hope Church. And so we're so glad that she shared tonight about her life, her faith, and just how the movement of God has continued to shape her life. So thank you so much again. And so lastly, I want to invite a high school camper to come up and share his testimony about how God showed up mightily in his life during the week of camp this last summer. So let's welcome Jacob Hong.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jacob Hong. I'm currently a youth at Hope Church. My parents are both Christian, and I grew up Christian, going to Hope. And one thing I didn't like about church that much was the songs and the singing. I viewed it more as a chore or something that I just had to do. One thing that I did really like about church was going to camp. Hope Shores is such an amazing place. It's so different from most other places because it's a location that's focused on God. This gives it a different feel and a unique experience for children and young adults that go there, including me. One day, in the summer of 2021, I decided to open my mind and really let the songs flow through me. During the first 1.5 songs, I stood up, closed my eyes, held out my hands. I began to cry as I feel the presence of God for the first time. By the end of the third song, tears are streaming down my face, and God is flowing through me. At this point, I'm quietly sobbing. We were prayed over, and Ryan begins to give his talk. He talks about people being set free, and I realize that I am being set free, really hearing and understanding the message of a leader's talk, having it impact and change my life. Instead of just being told how much God loves me, I was actually experiencing it. I now have a different and changed outlook on the church and what we do as a community. I now understand and the singing and revel in the songs, and can now open my mind and feel the presence of God during worship. Then leader and good friend Ben comes over and puts his arm around me. And this just gives me comfort. This gives me the feeling that I am set free and not alone. It was as if new life was flowing into me, replacing what was old and bad with new, good life. Ryan's talk is finished, and we are prayed over again, and people begin to leave. I, however, am rooted in place, still overwhelmed by the presence and love of God for the very first time. Then Josh comes over and sits with me too. I'm sitting there, crying, shaking, praying, and praising God for about 20 minutes. I eventually make a request for a pen and paper where I try to write this down. My hands are shaking so bad, and my body is filled with so many pins and needles, I can barely write. I am so overwhelmed by the presence of God for the first time ever. So I begin to write, and this helps me calm down and find some peace and solace. Hope Shores is a completely unique environment that focuses on God and lets us put aside other things for that week at camp. We can really get into our faith there because there isn't anything distracting us. I'm so thankful for the people there and who support and make Hope Shores possible. The leaders and the staff at Hope Shores really do care and make the experience so much better. They're young adults themselves who have recently gone through and experienced very much of the same things that the campers are going through right then. Coming out of this experience, I see my faith and the church differently. I have a new outlook on things. Since then, I've been feeling like my soul has been refreshed. I began to engage with the church a lot more for the first time in a while. Helping out at events and being a student leader is a great experience, all made possible by God. Hope Shores is an amazing and wonderful place, and I hope it can continue to thrive and change lives. I also hope that one day I can work there too. I'd like to close in prayer. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for the people here and the people changing lives. I thank you for the opportunity to share my story and this message with people. I pray that you can change and work in other people's lives so we can do what you want and so that you can change and work through us. I pray that this message will reach the people that need to hear it and that you can work and change other people's lives as you have changed mine. Amen.
Thank you, Jacob. We are so encouraged and strengthened by your story. Thank you for sharing with us, and we thank God for how he moves in powerful ways. As I think back to last summer, I think about that pivotal moment, and I think about even just our last 5 years at camp, and I think there's a true way and a rawness to experience the Lord in the sacred place. And it's hard because we're not just trying to paint a picture, right, of like what is. Like it actually is. And that's the beauty of it. And I think the fact that we all get an opportunity to step into it is just powerful. And so we're constantly in awe of these stories and testimonies. And so again, let's thank the Paguyos, Anna, and Jacob one last time. So it's hard following, impactful stories like that, but I think one person can handle it, and so his name is Mike DiNardo. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our live auction.
All right, good to see everybody. Let's have some more fun here. Thank you again for all those wonderful stories. I know you're wondering, am I really an official lifeguard? No, I'm not, but my son did serve as a lifeguard at Hope Shores, so I think that makes me, lifeguard-in-law or something like that. I am allowed to wear this just for, by proxy. Lifeguard by proxy, that's a good one. All right, good. David Laufenberger, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So we are going to have a little bit of fun. The first thing we're going to get to do, we have 4 big kind of projects here to do, and we don't have much time to do it. I'm already feeling, Megan and Jan pull me off the stage, but I have the mic, so who cares? And so first thing we're going to do is one of the wonderful traditions we started here several years ago at the auction was funding canteen. And so those who've been at camp know one of the most wonderful things that happen, how many times? 2 times a day? Canteen? Aaron, twice a day, canteen. One of the parts of scholarships at Hope Shores is to give kids canteen. And I know when we go on family camp and when our kids are there, it's just a wonderful time to kind of get together and go have some frozen Milky Ways or whatever it is, maybe nerd rope. We don't want kids to go without that. That's going to be a really wonderful opportunity. So what we want, those of you at home, you can get on their computer or on your phone and you can donate to canteen. So you can go ahead and get ready. $20 is what we want for canteen. But we're going to have an interactive canteen donation here. So if you are going to donate $20 and you're here in the room, raise your hand. We have a candy bar for you that has some instructions to let you know how you can donate that money. Grab your candy bar. Keep them up. Keep them up. Make sure someone comes over to you and gets you that candy bar so you can give someone canteen. Thank you so much. It's a wonderful opportunity to help give a fun time to some kids there for canteen. So we have our wonderful helpers. Keep your hand up, raised up high if they didn't get a candy bar to you. Right. You will be able to donate online for that. There'll be instructions there for you. Any others? Any other canteen donations? Thank you to our wonderful helpers. All right. And again, remember, online at home, there it is. It's probably it's right kind of buy canteen for a camper. It's number 4. We still have plenty remaining, so jump on there. You can do that anytime tonight. We really appreciate it. All right, our next fun opportunity is a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card. Wow, look at this. There it is. I hear Amazon sells more than books now. I had no idea. I thought it was just books. I thought their goal was to put Barnes & Noble out of business, but they sell other things. So I was like, $500 worth of books? I don't know. That's a lot of books. But, they're everything at Amazon. So we have some wonderful people in this room who have purchased these beautiful leis that they're wearing. So if you are wearing a lei and stand up, you are part of our game. And we are going to play heads or tails. And we will have one winner for heads or tails. This is exciting. So how does this game work? Obviously, it's heads or tails. We have a coin. Here, new Hall of Faith member, Heidi, you want to confirm that coin? And don't take so much time, Heidi. We're kind of running late. Yeah, thank you. Certain speakers went over, so we want to make sure we have enough time. So it's heads and tails right here. And so I will flip the coin, but before I flip the coin, you're going to choose heads or tails. Now, I would look at your significant other, whoever you're here with. If you have a plan, you probably want to have a plan to increase your chances of winning. But, hey, I don't care. We already have the money, so whatever. All right. Are we ready? Everybody, make your choice. If you're right, you get to stay standing. If you're wrong, we thank you for your donation. And here we go. Heads or tails? Here it comes. It is tails. Thank you to all the heads for playing. Wow. That is amazing. All right. Now we have several math teachers in the room. I know David, though, is a statistics teacher. So, David, what is the chance of it being heads or tails?
Well, if it was tails last time, then there's a 100% chance that it might be tails this time.
Oh, okay. There you go. So, David will obviously be choosing. Oh, he's choosing tails. Here we go. Everybody choose heads or tails. Here it comes. Stacy Gibbs doesn't sure what to do. There are only two choices. Here we go. All right, Stacy. Uh-oh, I dropped it. We have I got to do it again. Here we go. That is an illegal flip. It is tails again. David was right. Wow. Wow. Oh, and the numbers are getting smaller. Your chances are getting better at winning. You're getting closer to a win. Here we go. Choose again. Heads or tails? Oh my gosh, tails again. 3 tails in a row. 3 tails in a row. Mathematically impossible, right? Impossible that tails never fails. But here we go. Choose again. Heads or tails? Oh, me and my illegal throws. Here we go. Heads or tails? Oh my gosh, tails again. This is crazy. This is crazy. Who's left? You can check the coin. There you go. You can check the coin. You don't believe Heidi, do you? All right. Check the coin. All right, let's get all the people who are left up on stage. Come on up. Come on up. We have probably 6 really, well, we have about 7 really lucky people. Wow. And Ben Ford's birthday, wow. Wouldn't a $500 Amazon gift card be wonderful? Wow, that's amazing. All right. There you go, Joyce. Oh, here we go. Be careful. All right. Make your choices. Heads or tails? All right. Here we go.
Oh, gosh.
It's heads for the first time. It is heads. Oh, my. Oh, and we're down. And then there were 2. Wow. Down to 2. This is going to be the last round. So is it going to be late? All right, here we go. They've already figured it out. Wow. What a gentleman. Ben Ford. Let her choose. There we go. All right. This is it, everyone. For $500 Amazon gift card. It is tails. It is tails. Wow. On the birthday. Unbelievable. Congratulations. Wow. That is crazy. It's like we scripted a reality TV show. I mean, that's unbelievable. Wow. All right. We now have 2 more items on the live auction. We are going to start with what is called the Taste of Flight Tour. Ooh, there it is. Take a look at this. Valued at $230, Taste of Flight Tour. It's a helicopter ride and dinner. Okay, now I'm a little confused because I went to the Jersey Shore one time and they have this, big Ferris wheel you get a breakfast on. Okay, and I went up in there and I had breakfast, and it gets really windy up there, and the orange juice is kind of like shaking. It's really hard to eat. It's going to be really hard to eat on a helicopter. I mean, maybe they can close the doors. I don't know, but for some reason people think this is a good idea. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. You take the helicopter ride first, then you get to go to dinner. Well, let's hear about this. Wow, this sounds really cool. For those who haven't been on a helicopter, you can't just get on a helicopter. I don't know about you, but I don't have a helicopter guy that I can just call up, So now we have a helicopter guy. Megan and Jan found a helicopter guy. And so embark on the ultimate experience with dinner at Holman's Table and a helicopter ride. Minnesota Helicopters is on site at Holman Field, downtown St. Paul, at the downtown St. Paul airport. Okay, so it looks like it is a Saturday, right? You will set up a time to go on a Saturday. You'll get a helicopter ride around downtown St. Paul, and then you will get dinner at Holman's table. And this is for 2 people. 2 people, correct, right? All right. So we are going to think about it, figure out. It's only 2 people, so you can't make a big plan right here. So you and somebody else. Let's see. What's it worth? $230. Let's start the bid at $150. Who's got a $150 bid? We're looking for $150. Hey, we got $150 here. How about $200? $200 bid. Did I see one back there? We got $200 bid right here. $200 bid. How about a $250? Hey, we got $250 right here. $250 bid. Let's go to $300. Who's got $300? How about the lovely Jeff Connors? You got a $300 bid. Jeff, $300. We got. Come on. Huh? Yeah, you can take. So you don't have to take Heidi. You can take. So we got Jeff. So with a $300 bid right here. How about $350? We got $300. $350. What? Yeah. Right. I don't think the helicopter takes Amazon, but you could try. Ben, you could try. All right, Dave. We got Dave Smith at $300. We were looking for $350. We got $300. I have a $350. Oh, there we go. Got Krista Hahn for a $350 bid, taking her beautiful, wonderful son out. That's what he deserves to go on there. Oh no. No, not taking Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. So we're at $350. How about 4? $350 bid. Who's got 4? We got $350. Who's got 4? $400 bid. David Lenz. Pastor Dave. He will take his dog on this trip. He's got a new Whippet puppy. Sorry, Cynthia. All right. Holman. I hear Holman's table has wonderful kibbles and bits and everything else that Whippets like. So we're at $400. And we're looking for some of the other people at $400. How about $450? $450 bid. Hey, Krista Hong right there, $450. We got Pastor Dave. Pastor Dave, $400 bid. We got $450. And we got $450 bid. Anybody want 5? $500. It's good. Who gets to go on a helicopter ride? We're looking for a $500 bid. We got $450. We got a $500 bid. Anyone? 400. Or you want to outbid yourself? She's going to go to $500. Thank you, Krista Hong. Wow. I think she's serious. $500 bid going once, $500 going twice. All right, now, Pastor Dave, you were the latest one. We do have the opportunity to get 2 of these, Pastor Dave. If you also would like to pay $500, we will get that for you. Hey, Pastor Dave, awesome. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much. Awesome. Wonderful generosity. Thank you, Krista. Thank you to all of you. That's great. We have one more, though. One more big, fun activity. Look at that. Poolside dinner for 8. Okay? Woo. Poolside dinner for 8. I think it's a big enough pool to hold 8, as far as I know. It's not like the one in my backyard in New Jersey. My wife knows that one. Wouldn't hold 8. Okay? This one's much nicer. So who's donating this? What a wonderful opportunity. I know who it is. That's my rhetorical question, Heidi. This isn't participatory. My gosh. Next year, you could be the live auctioneer. That's fine. Wow. All right. So all going on. We want to swim in the pool. Do-do-do. We want to swim in the pool. All right. This is donated by Susan and Jim Linval, and it will be at Aaron and Jared Carr's house. Now, here's the only issue. The Carrs, they have these adorable children, but they have like 12 of them, and they're all under 5. So I think there's only room for like 1 person at this dinner. And you have to feed the kids most of the night. But I think it'll still be fun. They're really adorable. I know that. You can also bring the little drink holders that are at your table. You got all these little floaties. Wow, there you go. We can do that. Poolside dinner for 8 will be a wonderful opportunity this summer. So think about it. Hopefully you've already thought, oh my gosh, what families are we going in with? All right, here we go. So valued at $350. What a deal. Let's start at $300. Start the bidding at $300. Here we go. $300 bid. Who's got $300? We got here, Trey. $300 bid. Let's go to 4. $400 bid for the poolside dinner for 8. Come on now. Here we go. Who's got a $400 bid? We got $300. We're looking for 4. Hey, way in the back there in the rocks. There we go. $400 bid. How about 5? $500 bid. Dinner with the Linvals and the Carrs. They're 12 little kids. There we go. All right. As far as I know. I think we can get to, what? Oh, they changed their mind. No. We got We're at 3, we're at 3, we're at 4, we're looking for a $500 bid. Who's got 5? Got a $400 bid, looking for 5. $500 bid for the pool dinner. What do you think? $500 bid. We're looking at 4, we're going to give it to the Rocks. Is that it? Is that it? We're going to just give it right here? $400 bid, we got 5? Anyone? 400 going once? 400 going twice? $500 bid right here. Thank you. Megan and Jan, okay. We got a 5, we're looking for 6. How about the Fords right here? You already made 500, right? Come on, Ben. You made 500 tonight. Now you can go, hey, the Rocks are going to 6. $600 bid by the Rocks. All right. Got a $600 bid. How about 7? How about the Moyas? Looking for 7. We got a $600 bid. How about 7? $600 bid for the Rocks. Anything else? Going once. 600 going once. 600 going twice. Sold for $600. Thank you. Thank you to the Lindvalls and the Cars for that generous donation. Thank you to the Rocks for doing that. Wonderful. And thank you to all of you for being here, for being so generous. I'll turn it back over to Megan and Jan.
Good job, Mike.
Rocks, am I invited to the dinner? Oh, thank you. Good, good, good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Let's give it up for Mike DiNardo. Always does a fantastic job. And thank you again to everybody for joining us tonight in person and on our live stream. This gala would not be the same without you. And we also really want to thank everybody who has played a role in helping make this night a huge success. A special thanks to our gala team members and all the other volunteers who have been working so hard so that we can enjoy this evening. And thank you to the Hope Church leadership and staff for all of their support. Let's give them all a hand. So tonight you were invited to our Make a Splash Penguin Gala. So yes, it's a fun theme, but it was also an intentional choice. We want to focus tonight on our waterfront. This is why our theme is Make a Splash. We really want to talk about the importance of our waterfront and also the realities of some of our current equipment and buildings. So waterfront is a huge focal point and highlight of the camp week. Campers have waterfront 2 times a day, or 3 if they opt to enter into Penguins. And waterfront includes tubing, torpedo rides, pontoon rides, canoes, kayaks, paddle boards, paddle boats. And we have a beautiful crystal clear lake with absolutely no seaweed whatsoever. Just kidding. Seaweed duty, anybody? We love to provide a lake experience for many campers who just don't have access to that kind of experience outside of camp. It's often the only time a year when campers can get out on the lake. They love to go boating and swim. These are some of the biggest highlights of their week at camp. The fun that campers have at waterfront helps to break down walls and help them build connections with others. It might not seem like a spiritual activity, but when campers are having fun and they feel comfortable and connected, they are more open and more ready for what God has in store for them for the week. Our boathouse and equipment have been well loved over the years. Our boathouse is iconic. It sits on a hill right on the waterfront. It's easily seen from the lake, and everybody loves it. There are some really great swinging benches nearby. It makes for a great sunset photo. The staff a couple years ago even wrote a song about the boathouse. However, the boathouse is unfortunately in pretty bad shape right now. There are a lot of cracks in the foundation, and it's no longer fully functional. It's too close to the lakeshore per the county standards, and very regretfully, it will have to be removed. We have plans to put in a new storage shed and amphitheater-style seating on the waterfront in its place. We are very excited about the possibilities this brings for having more programming outside, including outdoor worship. So next we have our boats, which are also excellent, but they do need many repairs each summer. We currently have a 1993 and 1996 Ski Nautique, and they're great boats, but there's only one person who has been able to service these boats, and that person is no longer in the area. And with boating being such an integral part of our programming, getting 1 or 2 new to us boats that are reliable is another need that we have. So there are some pictures here on the screen of boating and the boathouse and just our waterfront area as well for you to see. We're also in need of a new dock, and a boat lift if we are able to get a new boat. Our dock has some cracks in places and just normal wear and tear after it being used heavily for a number of years. So our waterfront is such a wonderful part of our camp program, and we really want to steward it well. And at this time, we need some replacements and some upgrades, and we need help to get there. So this is why we're placing a big focus on our waterfront tonight and sharing our vision for a revitalized waterfront space. Imagine a new dock, a new reliable speedboat, a safe and low maintenance building for storing our equipment, and a beautiful new outdoor seating area for outdoor worship. This revitalized waterfront will enable campers to continue to have huge amounts of fun, enjoying God's creation, and experiencing the fullness of what Hope Shores has to offer. So this is the vision that we invite you into tonight. We are on our way towards this goal, and we want to ask you to help us continue making progress by contributing to this ongoing project. Of course, our other main purpose for tonight is to raise money for our programming and for scholarships. We believe that anyone should be able to come to camp, and we want to remove any barriers that may be in the way of a camper that getting there. This is why we have our scholarship program. Annually, we give out around $15,000 in scholarships. We are so blessed to be able to offer this program so that many campers are able to come to Hope Shores and experience Jesus. We now invite you into an opportunity to give, to meet our programming needs, fill our scholarship fund, and to help get a new boat and dock. I want you to know that your gifts tonight have more value than a dollar amount. It's not just a $375 scholarship. It's a week away from stressors in a fun place of refuge for a camper to meet with Jesus. It's not just $20 for canteen. It's laughs and sugar highs over a picnic table and memories that will last a lifetime. It's not just a piece of a dock. It's the hundreds of feet that will run down that dock towards the boat that will take them on a tubing ride. There is no price tag on camp memories. There's no price tag on fun and friendship. And there's no price tag on a life changed by Jesus. It is worth everything. We are also thrilled to share that we have a matching gift tonight. Every dollar raised tonight will be matched up to $30,000. This is an incredible opportunity for Hope Shores. We are so grateful for the outpouring of love and support that has been shown to this ministry for decades, and all of you are a part of that. We know that this ministry is not ours. God is sovereign over it, and we are humbled, honored, and privileged to labor alongside all of you to do the work that God has set out to do through the ministry of Hope Shores. We are going to give you some time now to think and pray about how God is inviting you to join in what he's doing in this ministry. At your tables, there are giving envelopes, and inside you will find individual envelopes with cards for you to make a financial gift. For your reference, you can see our scholarship amounts on the screen behind me. As you are led, please complete the giving cards at your tables, and you can place them back into the large envelope. These envelopes will be picked up at the end of our program. As you reflect, please enjoy some music from Hillary Ritchie.
Thank you, Hillary. So thank you all again so much for joining us from Hope Church and the entire Hope Shores team. We want to sincerely just thank you again for your participation tonight. For all of you who are joining us in person and also all of you who are live streaming. You know, we live in the hybrid world now, so we have to have options. And so we love that we are able to stream this for those of you who cannot be here with us. And so we are just blessed to be a part of this ministry. And we loved all the testimonies, loved how all of you participated and continue to support us. And so we just want to carry this forward, right? And continue to loving Jesus, loving others, and just continue to share the good news of the gospel for decades to come through the ministry of Hope Shores. And so let's pray together to close this evening. Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you and just we are so grateful for your love. Lord, I think about camp as a place to experience your peace, and I think all of us in different ways, I think our souls are longing for your peace, Father, and the peace that only you can provide. I pray for those of us in this room. I pray for those watching. Lord, I pray for just the state of our world, Father. I think more than ever, hope alive is needed. Peace alive is needed. And only you can provide that. We thank you for the space, the construction happening, the rebuilding happening, Lord. We thank you for Hope Shores, the impact, the lives changed, and most importantly, the encounters with you, Lord. We thank you for the way you continue to change lives, Lord, and it is because it's yours, Lord, of why we're just so blessed by it. So thank you for tonight. Thank you for everyone's generosity. And thank you again for giving us Hope Shores. Amen.
All right. Well, as we conclude tonight, we have a few final instructions. If you have won a silent auction item, hopefully you already know, notifications have been sent to your device. If you're here in person, you can pick up your silent auction and your live auction items out the doors and to the left. If you are participating at home, please visit penguingala.com and click on Silent Auction Protocols for instructions on picking up your items. Check out for auction items, and any additional donations can also be made at penguingala.com. So we hope you have enjoyed your time and leave knowing the kingdom impact of Hope Shores and your participation in it. Thank you again for your support and for celebrating this ministry with us. Have a wonderful evening.